What's going on, YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of After the Movie. Currently in my theater parking lot right now. I just got done watching The Fall Guy, the new film starring Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt, Aaron Taylor Johnson, and a few other surprises sprinkled in through this. I guess it's based on an old TV show starring Lee Majors, which I never really watched, but overall consensus, I thought this movie was a lot of fun. So the story of this thing goes, Ryan Gosling plays the stuntman of this really douchey actor played by Aaron Taylor Johnson. He's in love with Emily Blunt's character. She was a DP, I guess, and then she ended up like leveling up basically to director. He gets called in to like be the stunt guy on this set after some incidents happened a while ago, and then he comes back into our lives. It's about him kind of rekindling that romance, and the lead actor goes missing, so he basically has to go super spy in order to kind of track him down, and there's some other shenanigans going on, and lots of crazy action stunts, plenty of comedy, and a bit of a mystery as to what's going on here. I just had a genuinely really good time. This was directed, I believe, by David Leitch. He is one of the guys who made the first John Wick, and I think he's been a producer because Chad Stahelski kind of stuck around as the main sole director for those. Well, Leitch kind of went on and did things like Bullet Train, and what was the other one he did? I think he did the second Deadpool. But this movie is a giant love letter to the stunt guy. I mean, it's about a stunt guy. Stunt performers are kind of the people who do all the nitty-gritty stuff, and they don't really get much of the credit for it when it comes to films. Like, I mean, with all this stuff going on with the Academy and all these different awards, the fact that they don't have anything for stunt performers, I think is kind of ridiculous, because the stunt guys and, you know, girls or whatever do all the crazy stuff that, you know, makes the movie, you know, something else. Because, I mean, David Leitch, I believe, was a former stunt guy before he went on to become a director, so you can see the passion oozing on screen and the love for the world of stunts and all that too. So the story, like I said, is Ryan Gosling comes in as the stunt guy right here, or the fall guy as they call him. He comes back in Emily Blunt's life. She's making her first big movie. Lead star goes missing, and it's this crazy weird like sci-fi like western movie that she's trying to make. I think it was like Metal Storm, was it? And it's just this really over-the-top kind of ridiculous movie. Think kind of Mad Max in space, but with a cowboy. And I gotta say, I really love Ryan Gosling's glasses in this thing. I want a pair of those. I'm gonna look them up when this video is done, because I want to own a pair of those sunglasses. Like, those are some of the coolest looking sunglasses I've ever seen. I really want to own a pair of them. So that's one takeaway from this thing. This convinced me to buy the Ryan Gosling sunglasses in this thing. And Gosling, he's a really great actor. He's very versatile, but this is probably the funniest he's been. I mean, he's kind of like building off the momentum he had last year with Barbie, and where he was Ken, and he was by far the best part of that movie. Here he once again brings that comedic energy, which you've seen him do in other films such as like The Nice Guy and this. I think he's probably funnier. He's definitely funnier than he was in The Nice Guys, at least in my humble opinion. In this movie, like, the movie just rests fully on his shoulders, and he does a really good job. I think this is going to be a very appealing movie for most audiences. I feel it's kind of universal. I mean, it's easy to kind of get into. Gosling and Blunt both have really good on-screen chemistry. You buy their history, you buy why he likes her and why she would like him, but you kind of buy their animosity and like kind of understand what's going on there. And there's just a lot of great visual gags sprinkled in throughout the film, especially in regards to the stunt, you know, choreography and just some of the action sequences. The action sequences are pretty fun, but it's a lot of the visual humor that really kind of shines like right at the forefront of this movie. I'm trying to think of any real major complaints with this thing. Maybe some bits kind of drag on just a little bit, but like, I don't really have any major issues with the film kind of coming out of it. There's nothing that like, as a big takeaway, like, oh, I would have really done that thing differently. It's 2 hours, and it's just over 2 hours long, but the movie like flies by. It's paced very well, and it's action-packed, entertaining, and like I said, Gosling is very funny in this role, and I found myself laughing quite a bit throughout the movie. And I like his on-screen chemistry with Emily Blunt. The supporting cast is pretty memorable, and it's, I mean, it is kind of, you kind of expect it to go certain places, and it kind of does, but I mean, it's an entertaining film to kind of start the summer. This is what I think of when I think a 4-quadrant summer blockbuster thing. You got your romantic elements, you got your action elements, you got your comedy elements, And then you just kind of got like, it's a very Universal movie. I mean, it's made by Universal Pictures, but there's also some pretty funny surprises, I think, at the end of the film too, where I was like, okay, what are they going to do with this whole thing, given all the crazy stuff that just went down? And it got a laugh out of me too. So, and it does have a bit of a dark sense of humor as well with some of the stuff going on there too. So, but if you're a fan of Ryan Gosling, you liked his performance in Barbie, you'll probably enjoy him in this thing. Like, he clearly loves doing comedy. I mean, everything you kind of see the guy do, he's almost always breaking, even if it's a serious role. And he really is tailor-made for this sort of stuff. Yes, he can still do the serious stuff, because like I said, he's a very versatile actor, but I think he's kind of made for this genre, just kind of the action comedy, just having a little bit of fun. He brings the Kenergy to this role, if you will. Like I said, the community, the comedic timing is very similar to what he did as Ken in Barbie. Probably a little bit funnier because he's more of the focal point. Like, he is the lead character in this movie, and he just has a bit of a cool, like, comedic factor. He's not afraid to make himself look vulnerable, but he, like, everything he does, like when it comes to sunglasses, he just looks cool while he's doing it, and all the over-the-top stuff. And I had a really good time with it. So if you get the chance to, I recommend checking out The Fall Guy. No major real complaints about me. I think it's a fun, entertaining movie that people will kind of get into. Probably a good date movie to bring somebody to as well. It just clicks all around. So there you go. There's my thoughts on The Fall Guy. Nothing big, major spoilery or anything like that. It's a fun, entertaining movie, and Gosling is very good in it, and so is Emily Blunt, and the other cast members do a pretty good job too. But I enjoyed myself. So there you go. No real major issues. It's an entertaining film. Go check it out if you get the chance to. But yeah, so if you've seen the movie or if you have any thoughts in it, let me know in the comment section down below. I'll be curious to know everybody's thoughts. After the movie will once again return next week as we get back to the Planet of the Apes franchise. I posted videos before on the 3 films within the most recent trilogy, so this is a sequel set many, many years later, kind of the start of a new era of the Apes films. I hope it's really good. War for the Planet of the Apes especially is like one of my favorite movies the past decade, and I really liked Rise and I really liked Dawn, so I hope that quality like maintains itself. But in the meantime, go check out The Fall Guy. It's fun, it's something a little bit different, and I like to see more movies like this. But yep, that's all I have to say. As always, take care now. Bye bye then. I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.